I've given up. Just on my hair, not on life. Kim here, and it's a little weird looking because we have to shoot this on my phone. My camera died. It's time for a book haul. I was really good last month, and I only acquired like 3/4 books. And that sounds complicated, but we'll get into why. I was so great that I didn't even go to the thrift store one time. Not one time did I go. Oh, yeah. Go me! That's amazing. Yeah. Doing the June book haul, and here it is. First off, I was sent Dragon's Future by Candy J. Wyatt. This is book 1 in the Dragon Courage series. I was sent this in exchange for an honest review, and it is next on my TBR. I'm in the middle of a beta read right now, and then I'll be moving on to this. And I'm really excited. It sounds really cool. It's middle grade fantasy, and I've really been into fantasy lately. Between reading Fablehaven and Rump, I got in this like cool fantasy vibe sort of thing, so I'm really excited to get going with this because I feel like I'm probably gonna really like it. It's got dragons, it's middle grade. I think it's middle grade. Dragons and fantasy and yay. Checking all sorts of boxes for me. Like I said, this is next on my TBR. I have no idea what it's about. I'm gonna guess dragons. Dragon's Future by Candy J. Wyatt. Next, I got this super old Latin book that my mom found at a yard sale. My first book in Latin. Look how cool this is. It's got a little illustration on it. Seemingly really old. It's got some signatures in the front of it. I don't know who, probably some owner people. Ray Humphreys signed this book a lot of times. This book was copyrighted in 1893, so that gives you an idea of how old it is. It's gonna look really great on my shelves of really old stuff. I'm not gonna sit down and read it by any means. I don't speak Latin. I don't intend to speak Latin. But if I ever want to learn, I can learn it 1893 style. I like to collect really old books. It doesn't make any sense. They just sit on my shelves, but they look pretty and they make me feel intelligent and, you know, cool. They make me feel cool. A first book in Latin by some guy and old. Lastly, in June, I got a book that I have been dying to get my hands on secondhand for so long, just so long. And then I got it, and if you haven't heard, I got it twice in the same day, and that's what happened, and I couldn't be more thrilled about it. Series of Unfortunate Events, Book 2, The Reptile Room by Lemony Snicket. Every time I go to the thrift store, I search and search and search for the pretty hardback version of it, and 2 people found it and gave it to me because they are like the nicest, coolest people on the planet. Megan from Rogers Reads found it and sent it to me, and then my friend Jess came and visited me from Florida and she brought it for me. I just am so excited by that. Like, I feel so loved and so just thought of and important that people would even just dedicate a small amount of thought to me and my reading habits. They're lovely girls, and I am so thankful that they're in my life, and I love them, and I just could not be more excited to have 2 copies of this book. As I said in a few other videos, it's kind of helpful for me to have 2 copies of books I like, especially if they're very colorful on the spines, because I tend to switch up my pretty little floating shelves for seasonal colored rainbowy books depending on my mood / whatever's going on and what time of year it is. It's a really nice purpley brown color, so it'll look really great with a bunch of different color schemes and things on my floating shelves, which is great. And then I can put the other one with the rest of the books that are right here. Boop, 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 boop. It will look good and the collection will be complete even if I have a colored one on my floating shelves over there, and that will look good too. And so it's like, it just works. Like, it just works for a crazy person such as myself. That's just all that there is to it. Like, it just makes sense for me. So this worked out conveniently. Not only was it a really cool thing to have happen because this is handy for my crazy bookshelf purposes, it also just made me feel so special that people think about me, and like, it was so great and so cool and such a neat thing to have happen. And I'm just very thankful to Megan and Jess for thinking of me and getting me this book. I did read it and I really liked it, and I included that in my wrap-up that's right there. And those are all the books I got in June. I am so impressed with myself. I think, yeah, I read more books than I got in June, which is always like a triumph, I feel like. It's so hard to read everything that you get. I read a lot-ish in June, so I feel really good about that. So I feel good not having just acquired a crap ton of books that's gonna take me years and years to read. So that's exciting. I hope you like the new booktube setup. This is different if you didn't notice. We're surrounded by books. Is there any other way to live? Consider subscribing to this YouTube channel if you haven't already. It's full of me rambling on and on about books and bookish things, among other important things in my life. Thanks for watching!